Hi, welcome to the live stream this morning. So I'm going to be channeling Archangel Raphael, and Raphael will be giving messages based on who's listening, and also talk about the week ahead as well. And yeah, so just before we start, I just want to mention a few things. So um, uh, the Gaza fundraiser is still on, and yeah, it's still very important, to keep supporting Gaza because the situation there is absolutely terrible, and everything that's sent there so it helps people to live, to eat, and have what they need. So I just wanted to say, for those of you who have already done it and received a soul signature and soul vision, if you wanted to do it again, I can send you a general message, and so Raphael can just talk about what's most relevant for you, in this moment. So if you did want to do it again, just do it as normal. Send a donation of that amount, and then just put general message, and I'll email that over. And also, I wanted to offer, for the start of September, September messages, so 5-minute messages. So if anyone wanted one of them, just order the 5-minute transmission, and then in the notes put September message, yeah, and then I'll send that over. And also I have appointments up on my website, and I'll have a few more going up. If you wanted a one-to-one, just go to the Archangel Raphael website, and yeah, and on the description there's a link to that. Yeah, and finally, if you did want to support Gaza, without going through the fundraiser I'm doing, we have links in the description. And if you wanted to sort of understand more about the situation, if you click on the first link, the mutual aid one, it explains, how, what the situation is, and, how people are being fed, the best way, of people, being fed, with the current situation. So it's just got more information. So it might be interesting, to some of you here. So yes, I'm just going to let Raphael come in and speak through me. Hmm, hmm, hmm. I would like you to know that what I am actually seeing is that there is a lot going on at the moment that is actually very much about clearing energies away, both in you and the world. And it is not so much about needing to necessarily go into every single thing that is being cleared, but it is important to go into the things which are perhaps not clearing so easily, things which are getting stuck in your system. And what I see for some of you here is that you are not really able to see just how much you are processing at the moment. That some of you are still living in a very old energy where you are believing yourselves to be in some way or another unwell when you are not able to function so well on earth. Instead of recognizing that you are clearing energy, that the new age is about giving yourselves plenty of time and space, that the new earth energy is totally different to the old age, that it is not about making earthly progress, it is about internal changes, changing from the inside and allowing life to come to you. And for those of you who are perhaps feeling a bit like you are not doing so much on the earth, it is very much the new age energy which is like this. So I would like to remind those of you who perhaps are not feeling very productive that it is okay. It is very normal, actually, that it is actually a way many people are at the moment, especially those of you who are really going very deep inside, focusing on clearing energy, but generally people who are working on themselves. I also would like you to know that when you are very much in the old age energy, you attract people who are similar. So you start to receive energies from others which are perhaps harsh, perhaps making you feel that you are not doing things right, perhaps even negative ancestors who come in to berate you, to make you feel that you don't do enough, that you are not making enough money or being productive enough on the earth. So it is a reminder that whatever is within you will be reflected externally. So, those of you who perhaps are feeling that when you are in a certain state, there are very harsh energies that come your way from others. A lot of judgment, perhaps being told off by people for not doing things fast enough or not making enough money for the family, for example, then it is a reflection of something inside of yourselves. And as you clear this, you will receive more understanding, more compassion, more appreciation, acknowledgement of what you are doing. It is a reminder to those of you who perhaps feel a bit trapped in old age energies, where you want to really clear yourselves of trauma and pain. But when you do, it feels to you like you are not able to, like life starts to, in one way or another, come in and show you that there is something wrong with you, that you are not doing enough. It is also good for you to know that when you are in this type of energy, it will then make you go back to old ways of being, overstretching yourself for others, trying hard to keep up with life, being in a high stress environment in order to get the job done. And you are being told that the answer to this is to go within, to clear away your own judgments, your own energy around this. I also would like to share that when you are really settled in the new age energies, where you are able to appreciate that actually it is perfectly okay to be exactly as you are, that nothing needs to be changed. You can do what you feel like when you feel like it. Life will reflect that back to you, that you will attract the perfect opportunity, working opportunity that gives you the freedom that you need. I will go as far as to say that you can tailor make your life to your own internal state, your own inner journey, that you can create a life that perfectly fits your requirements. And for some of you, this is a very far jump. It is almost like you have been taught that in order to make a living, in order to do good in the world, it takes a certain amount of sacrifice of your time, your energy. It takes something from you. And it is a new energy to attune to, that you can be yourself. You can be in your own flow, your own connection, your own process, your whatever it is you are going through, you can be there and you can still have an impact on the world. You can do things your way. And for some of you, it may even be that you work very little, but you have a very good income because what you are tuning to is something deep inside yourself. And you are expressing this. And this is actually enough. And it is not about putting in long hours, a lot of work. So, this is a new energy I would like all of you to attune to. And nobody is fully there yet. Very few people in the world are, actually. But those who are often envied by others. They often have a lot that they are able to contribute to life by doing very little. And people who have mastered this are the ones who are really going to be inspiring others to do the same. I also would like to share that when you are feeling inside that perhaps you are really wanting this, but you are then feeling that perhaps the people around you are not appreciating this energy you are expressing. Perhaps then you are starting to feel the impact of what they are experiencing as a result of you doing this. Then again, it is time to go within again and clear energy. So, in order to get to this place, it is a journey. It won't come straight away. It will be a journey to clear enough energy so that you know that this is right for you. And then as you rise up, you will have to clear more energy so that you are able to keep going, going with your journey of going deep and doing things in a way which is right for you. I hope I'm making sense, but what I'm really talking about is a journey that you will continue now for life. A journey that is really about the truth of who you are being expressed in the world and what it actually takes to get there. And it will take you to be going within, to clear energies that perhaps you did not even realize you had. Because as you keep going deeper into your path of light, you will have to keep clearing more energy out of yourself. Because otherwise, the energies you are holding within will be reflected back to you from the world around you. So, this is my main message for today, to really focus on this journey, to focus on a journey that is about you being yourself on all levels and being able to flourish in the world. The world actually adjusting to where people are at rather than the other way round. And also a world where there is a deep appreciation, acknowledgement of what it actually takes to be going inwards, to be working on yourself consistently, an appreciation of what this really means. And finally, I will say that it is not about even trying in any way to do things so that you are, in one way or another, having an impact on the world. It is about allowing yourself to naturally express whatever it is you want to. So it is no longer a time where you need to be trying to do anything at all. It is a time to allow your higher self to come through spontaneously. And your higher self will know what needs to be done. Your higher self knows what you have to give. And your higher self also has an acute awareness of what the world needs because it is actually communicating with many other beings. It is actually in communion with a lot of energy in the world. Because when you are here on earth, your higher self is very active. It is engaging with many things. It is perhaps even in places you don't realize, places where there is conflict, where there is a lot going on. And it is working very hard behind the scenes to assist, to do things that you are not consciously aware of. So, the more you allow your higher self to come through, the more that you are able to have an impact on the world in the 3D. And you will not even know why you may be doing something, but you know it is the right thing to do. And as you do it, you start to see the impact it has on the world. That is all. I would like to continue. And what I would like to talk about now is something else, which is actually that some of you here are very much a part of something larger in the world. So I see some of you who are hearing this, you are already a part of something larger that is grounded, that has other people involved. And those of you who are part of something like this is a message for you in particular. And that is, at the moment, it is not really about needing to do anything at all. It is not about needing to do things in a way that larger structures are able to flourish, but it is a time where you need to be, in one way or another, attuning to a larger vision. So, whatever you are already involved in, it is the right time to be attuning to the larger vision that is there behind it. Because what I see at the moment is all larger structures are being updated. But this is happening on a higher level, that something is going on. And as a result, those of you who are involved in larger things need to be attuning to something higher in order to be receiving this type of information on a more conscious level. And what you are being told is in the near future will be the time to start reorganizing things on the earth plane. So larger structures will be going through some sort of reshuffle, reorganization when it comes to their structure on the earth plane. But it is not quite the right time yet. But it is the right time to start receiving information. But what I see is that as the year progresses, towards the end of the year will be the right time to change things around. I hope I am making sense. It will perhaps make more sense to you as you go within, as you receive information. But it is about giving yourselves time at the moment to receive, because the reshuffling is not ready to happen yet. It is okay to keep going as you have been at the moment within the structure, the larger structure you are a part of. But what will happen towards the end of the year is something will become really clear about how things need to be rearranged. That is all. I have another message to give, and that is it is really important at the moment to consider yourselves as beings not only of light, but also beings who are here to actually bring more light into the world. And what I mean by this is that the world at the moment has many things which are happening, and it is almost like when you look at the world, you will not really feel that things are going so well. But when you see yourselves as beings of light, beings who are here to actually make a difference, perhaps you do not know how it will happen, but just to acknowledge this is enough. And as soon as you acknowledge this, something changes on the earth plane. So when you look at the world and you see the problems, perhaps in your own life, but also other people's and the world generally, you may get a feeling inside that the problems are much greater than anything that you are able to have an impact on. But as soon as you acknowledge that you are a being of light, so it is not about you personally needing to find answers for everything, that as a being of light, you are accessing something much larger. And as soon as you acknowledge this, the problems will seem much smaller, because everything on earth is ultimately going to be in one way or another smaller compared to the magnitude of light that is able to come through the beings who are here. So, as soon as you acknowledge that you are a being of light, and whatever problems you have, whatever problems you see in the world, whatever trauma you have, whatever affliction, whatever disease you have, that as a being of light, that you are larger than this. You are actually attuning to something far larger, bigger, and you are much more than this. You start to feel different inside. And as you feel different, what starts to happen is the world around you changes, because the world around you responds to feeling. So as soon as you feel something, something changes. some of the problems just disappear because actually they are not able to be there anymore. And other things are still there, but they feel lighter. So I would like to remind you that there is really a lot to be said for having the right perspective. It is not that perspective is everything. Some things are still going to be there, and they will need to be tackled in a way where you are working through the problem over time. But it just means it becomes lighter. Certain things go away, but other things feel lighter. And because they feel lighter, as you work with the problem, it is much easier. The answers come more easily. It becomes joyful, actually. And that is really the difference between being in the light and being in the 3D. That you can work through problems in the 3D, through the 3D. But it is a heavy experience. It is burdensome. It is feeling to you like a treacherous journey at times. But as soon as you deeply acknowledge yourselves as a being of light, something changes. So it is a reminder. And for some of you, it may actually be new information to know this consciously, that this is what happens. My final message is that there is no such thing as really needing to be with people in the world in order to be able to have an impact on their lives. So you may feel with certain people you have got something to offer, but you may equally find that when you are with them, the energy is not so easy between you. It may be that their problems are so much in a certain type of energy, compounded, encapsulated, that it impacts you and it impacts your ability to assist. It may be that when you try to communicate something, there is something that comes through the person that is harsh, brutal. Perhaps it is coming through them rather than from them, but it is impacting you. But when you are with people, you will get a sense at times that you can really help them. But it may be there are some energies that make it hard. Perhaps it is nothing to do with the person or people, that it may be the people they are around. So when you try to help them, they are perhaps in some way or another then affected by someone in their life who doesn't want them to have help, and that person interferes. So it may be even a child you are trying to help, but the parent doesn't want you to helping the child. So this type of scenario is really common actually in the healing world, where you really feel you can do something, but something is preventing it, something darker, an energy perhaps even from negative ancestors. But what I would like you to know is that there are many ways of helping people. So sometimes when you cannot directly help someone, what happens is the universe changes something so that you are then able to help them in another way. So I am speaking about those who you have contracts with to be of assistance. And then what you end up doing is, in one way or another, doing something in the world that ultimately has an impact on their lives. It may be something that is completely unrelated to them, but it ends up impacting them in a really positive way. So it is another way soul contracts are fulfilled. It doesn't have to be about having direct contact with the person. That contracts between people that are positive, but there is something interfering with the connection, can be fulfilled in other ways. And this is a reminder to those of you who perhaps feel some level of disappointment about certain people in your life who you would have liked to be able to assist, that you can do it in another way. and your higher self will automatically ensure this is done if you let go and allow this to happen. That is all. The week ahead will generally be a positive one. It will be a week where many things are able to happen for you. A week where it is possible for you to actually feel that life is on your side fully and completely. So it is a generally positive week for all of you, I see. And if you do have problems in the week, I will say it will most likely be that perhaps there is something that you need to clear inside of yourselves. And as soon as you do, I see the week will actually pick up and become better again because the general energies of the week are positive. That is what I see. Hmm. Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. And yes, wishing you a really good week ahead. And yeah, much love to all of you.